So we live.
Yeah.
It's the Burgh Boyz. It's your man DJ Motorman.
It's DJ Spills.
And we got Palermo Stone in the building.
That's right. Rare Nation.
Clap it up for our audience
Yes,
in
sir.
the building.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
We got a couple fellas in the building, you know what I'm saying, doing what we do. This the first show.
This sounds familiar, man. Don't play with it. This sounds flow. Let it flow. Let it go. Oh, please let it go. Thank you. We have to we might gotta stop getting the white man on the controls at this point. He gets overhand.
Sometimes he does go a little too far.
This white dude goes crazy. You know?
On the track.
I just wanted to say thank you so much to all of our supporters, all of our guests over these past 3 years. It's been absolutely fucking amazing. I can't thank you guys enough. The support means more than anything. If you can, just please go to youtube.com/The Burgh Boyz Show. Subscribe, like our videos, tell a friend to share, and just spread the word. Because we're doing this for the Burgh, and we love the city of Pittsburgh, and we love you guys. So once again, thanks for these wonderful 3 years, and we really appreciate it.
Yeah, man, it's your man DJ Motorman. I appreciate everyone that liked, subscribed, watched, listened, and tuned in live to all of our Burgh Boyz shows for the past 3 years. It's been awesome to be able to do this and have this platform, and I can't thank you guys enough for being subscribing and really tapping in with us, because without the city, without our viewers, without our listeners, without the Burgh, we wouldn't be anything. So definitely appreciate it. 3 years isn't long enough, and stay tuned for season 3. Stay happy, Burgh Boyz
Burgh Boyz family. I just want to say shout out to my man, Big Huss. We love you, man. We miss you. Rest in peace. We're going to keep this shit alive as long as we can. Burgh Boyz for life, man. Burgh brother. We love you, Big Huss. Yeah, we're ready. I'm ready when you are.
All right, bet. So starting this thing off, it's the Burgh Boyz Tuesday night chill spot. You already know what it is. Your man DJ Motorman with my brother DJ Spills.
How we doing, everyone? Tuesday night, another episode. Welcome back.
Welcome back. Sir Flackwoods rolling up mysteriously somewhere.
Oh
like
yeah,
always.
I'm sure he'll come in with a backwood anytime. Look at the guest, Chevy Woods. Thanks. Rub it in our face, Chev.
Guest. I got some too, but mine's is like
Product placement.
Yeah, I don't want to pull my bottle out because it's like down at the bottom where the fog is at.
Oh my gosh! Look at all them bottles.
That's the perfect lineup. You could pull any nigga off the bench.
This is bottle 86. 86. We here tonight for Hans Lord. Steeler gang. You feel me? So this is bottle 86 we pulled out.
That's
Alright.
awesome. That's awesome.
Bottle 86 on the Steelers night. Hey man, this is crazy. So we got Chevy on the night that the Steelers is playing. The first night of the football season is kicked off.
Who better to
Um,
talk to, right? I mean,
yeah,
he's a Madden goat over here, aren't you? You still
For
playing Madden
sure.
all the time? That's what I
So
thought.
I play Madden, but as I got older, I like the more leisure games too. So now, I'm on golf and shit. You know the
I
stuff,
saw
bro.
you. I saw you,
yeah.
bro. You made
That
that long putt on that
Mhm.
IG story. I saw that. A good 50-footer.
Yeah,
bro,
man.
them joints is hard to get too. Like I always want to get closest to the putt as possible, but I can hit a couple 30, 40 foot putts,
Bro,
man.
Snoop, I play with Snoop, cause he's nice as hell in that shit. Like,
Yeah. I'm gonna have to get in there with y'all. I'll definitely be like my off the tee game is good. My putt game is still coming around though. I'm getting
It's
better
tough.
though.
It's not
yeah.
easy. It's definitely not easy.
Well, sometimes you gotta like with the off the tee with me. Sometimes you just gotta take chances. So sometimes I move that cursor over, and I might hit that bitch over the tree, and they
Mhm.
tell me hit it in a fairway, but I'm like, fuck that. I'm going
Fuck
for
it.
the green, dog. Like,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, I be messing
100%.
around with them curvatures and stuff too. Like golf is cool because it kind of reminds me of an outdoor version of pool. Like you
yeah, for
gotta
sure.
you gotta use the angles and everything and
Yep.
the
Yeah,
wind and
right.
all of that stuff. So it's definitely a fun sport. I can't play it in real life yet, but
Me neither.
on the game I'm in there.
Yeah, right.
All right, so let's start at the beginning because it was a long journey for this album to come out. But we want to start
Unbelievable.
back at Kev the Hustler. You started
Facts.
off as Kev the Hustler. You're still Kev the Hustler in
Hmm.
spirit, but changed your name to Chevy Woods, and that suited and fit the journey and the road that you've taken. Um, coming starting out then, did you have an idea that um this would be how you got your music debut as far as an album?
No, not at all. Because I think like, well, I guess everybody wants to, like, when you get in the music business, you want to put out an album. You know what I mean? So like, in between time of all that, and even from Cab the Hustler to like doing my shit now, there was times where I felt like the album was ready. You know what I mean? But
Mhm.
I don't think I was ready, so the two didn't sync. You know what I mean? So the two didn't link like that, and it's crazy that all these years after all the stuff I've been through, all the stuff we did, that when I put the album out and I was putting it together, I felt the sync happen. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? I'm like, oh shit, I'm living this shit that I'm, even though I was too, but I'm like, I'm really living this shit that I'm rapping, and like on a day-to-day basis, like these are subjects and content that I'm coming up with that I'm actually living. I was doing the same back then, but it was like more mixtapey, you know what I mean? Not as personal, you know what I mean? So
Right.
like I got to a point where like I broke all the barriers that I felt like I couldn't say anymore. Like I was like, all right, I don't got to hold on to this. I can say this. I'm in a comfortable position to let people know this, that, and the third. How people switched up on me. How I seen niggas get on the stand and tell. You know what I'm saying? People that passed away. Me being a hype man for Wiz. Me meeting Wiz. Like I think like all of that stuff just connected, and I didn't really believe that it was going to go to where it is now by myself. So it was good that, like, I bumped into Wiz. And of course, like you and like the whole family and like that environment changed my thoughts on what music was. And that also was like, yo, it's time to get up out of the streets, nigga, because this shit get real. You know what I mean? So that's why I took it.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely have come so far, like from those Kev the Hustler days to dropping Since Birth. Like, I have to commend you on the album itself, dude, because it there is a song for everyone on that album. Like,
Yeah.
there's a feeling and a purpose to every song, and they all have a significant role, if that makes sense. Like,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think
yeah. And that was the whole thing I was saying about like living in it, like living with it. You know what I mean? Like the
yep,
shit, it meant so much to me that even like even like picking the cover and the artwork and stuff like that. Like my mom was moving out of the house that we grew up in forever, so like pictures was all on the table. And I went home one time and I seen that baby picture and I was like, oh shit. And I took a picture of it and I finessed it because the picture was all fucked up and shit. But we finessed it and like cleaned it up. And then I was like, in my head, I was like, you know, when you're real confident and you feel good about the music, Nas put a baby picture on it. Lil Wayne put a baby picture on it. Biggie Smalls put a baby picture on. And I was just like, you know what? I think it's time for my baby picture music.
Yeah,
You know?
that's hard.
Like, and they'd be like, it's the realest shit. So that's was like my realest. It's the realest project to date. And like people always tell me like they understand me. You know what I mean? They understand me now. Like they said they a lot of people say they were just listening because we were like Taylor Gang. They was like, I understand you now after since birth.
Yeah, I think with this album, you definitely opened up and gave like a lot more of yourself for people to like understand, like you saying, because I mean, the Taylors have followed for the years that you've been in the game, but I think this is definitely the most personal you've been throughout.
On
Like, you know, just to be able to speak on dead homies, you know, everything, you know, the
Right.
feelings that you go through, like missing out on your grandma's
yeah,
funeral and
like
everything, like
that
just personal, you know what I'm saying? Like a lot
right.
of stuff that people aren't gonna get if they don't know you.
I was gonna say that the perfect example of that would be the Escape song too. Like that can hit so many different types of people. Like
Mhm.
Right.
that's like that is literally like you like when you were promoting it. Like it's with the country boy and like all that shit, bro. Like that you can have every type of demographic of people
And
listening
it's
to this.
crazy with that. It was like we from the Midwest. You know what I mean? Like if you go, I mean, you know, Mo, where you live right now. If you go towards that way from Pittsburgh, you're gonna see farm land. You know what I'm
Yep.
Facts.
saying? You're gonna see
I'm right around
cows
there.
and horses and stuff like that. But at the same token, that always reversed me back to when I used to take trips, not really knowing the roads that well, but going out in like day camps and YMCA and stuff like that, and going out into those areas and being in the 4-H club when I was a kid. That's where like that stuff came from. We used to go on retreats and you know, and like the story was like about the girl and stuff like that was like there was this chick named Lindsay that I like was going to. She was from Latrobe, and like they was like going to these retreats and stuff, and I met her, and like every year it was like 3 or 4 years straight when I was a kid. I was seeing her, you know what I mean, and we would link up and like each other and see each other. Like this girl sent me pictures of her horses and like all types of stuff, and people don't know that that's before the street shit and
Right.
before everything, you know what I mean. So I just tied that back into the music.
Yeah, that's
That's
so
lit.
dope. So
So 10 years it took, debut album, you dropped 2020 during a pandemic as well.
I
Can
know.
you talk about that, man?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's man. You know, I want to be out. I want to be doing this in person. You feel me?
Right.
Facts.
Just think about it. Like my biggest project to date, I didn't get to do no radio promo, no runs, no nothing. You know,
No.
everything was Zoom call. Everything was, which I wasn't mad at because I kind of like turned into that guy. Like even with the cooking shit, you know what I mean? Like I turned
Mhm.
into like filming and being like, understand that everything is going through the phone right now. Just the same as when there wasn't no YouTube, when there wasn't no Twitter, when there wasn't no Instagram. Like what did we do? There was other shit that we did until that came out. So
Right.
now it's like I'm in tune with what's going on in the world and it's happening through the phones and stuff like that. But of course, I would want to be out, you know, touching the fans and performing. And I can't wait to like even see what people want to see me perform, like because
Yeah.
it's not really a conversation now because we're not going out on tour for this year, but it's going to become a conversation to where I hope you perform since birth when a year flip and stuff like that. So
Yeah. Oh yeah, you better. I know for me, I definitely want to hear shit off that. You know what I mean?
hell yeah.
That's
Well,
facts.
I think the great thing about it is that it doesn't like it won't age the music at all because
Right.
next year when we are able to hopefully, you know what I'm saying, get back
Yeah.
to everything the way it was, people are going to be just as thirsty for it, you know what I'm saying, as if it's brand new.
Yep.
Right. It's the physical. They're missing the physical part of it, of like seeing and touching and hearing and you
Yep.
know buying merch and buying tickets and being at the show early and catching the performance and like stuff like that. You know what I mean? It's gonna come back into play, and that's gonna ring the bell in like the Taylors in the fans' mind. Like, oh shit, we about to get since birth, like performances now.
Yeah,
Mhm. Yeah, it becomes a
absolutely.
soundtrack for a lot of people's lives in different ways, man.
Mhm.
You be going to the bathroom and you know people's getting throwing up everywhere and stuff,
No, no, yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
something's on,
The
and
shows,
you perform in one of the gyms,
Yeah,
like what I'm saying, just
crazy.
wild stuff happens all
all
the
those
time.
all those people out in the lawn that end up
Right.
becoming like homies and they start going to shows together all the time. Like shit like that happens all the time, bro.
Right, right,
I've seen
for sure.
everything.
Hell yeah.
If you had to pick a song off your album that like is a song that you would roll up and smoke to, which would be that track for you?
Mm. This is a roll up and smoke question,
Yep.
or is it,
Yeah.
all right? Probably. I mean, it's gonna be morning when I'm probably rolling up and smoking and like getting into the vibe. So I'm definitely probably playing Alive.
That's a
You know
good
what I mean?
earthy song to play.
Just to get the energy going, man. I feel like that's why it's the second record. You know what I mean? It's just to get the. Of course, you got to do intros and let people know. You know what I mean? And on the intro, I kind of like was like, what would Jay-Z do? You know what I mean? So I was like, all right, I'm gonna rap like that. You know what I'm saying? So, it was influence. It wasn't copy. It's influence. I've been Jay-Z fan forever. And then when the Dynasty came out, the album came out, the intro was just classic. So that's what I went for. But Alive is definitely what I'm rolling up and smoking to first.
So with that record, I felt like you went for a big sound, which was something you also did with Escape.
Mm.
Um, have you gotten any remix verses from anyone yet that we might be able to expect
For
for
Escape, I
for
do.
for Escape? Where what about
Yeah.
Alive?
No,
I seen you were on Twitter talking
no,
about
he was.
Russ.
I was trying to get that, you know what I'm saying? Just because like uh, you know, I mean, I don't know if a lot of people. I mean, well, of course, a lot of people do, but a lot of people that tune into me, I don't know if they might not listen to Russ. You know what I mean? But
Right.
I was trying to connect those worlds and not really care about what the like getting his fans. I cared
Right.
about just the artistry of his music. You know what I mean? Like I was like, this is something that could be cool. You know what I mean? And said it on Twitter. I mean, it didn't happen. You know what I mean? But we don't be tripping on that. You know what I mean? So it was just like, I mean, having Wiz on there was enough for me for real because the song was done. You know what I mean? And then me being and us going
That's good.
overseas, Mo and stuff like that, and being on them festival stages, I understood the blueprint to make a
Oh
record
yeah.
like that. So
Yeah,
I
that
said,
type
all
of
right,
record's
cool.
gonna go out
Yeah,
of here
I'm
when
gonna go
it's
for a festival, and I can always get on stage with Wiz I could do one song, and I could be that, and it's gonna go crazy at a festival. So in my mind, I was like, all right, how many places can I put this record that it could live somewhere? And the stage for like festivals was the number one thing.
I think
that's right.
the only other festival song I might want to see you two do is Karate. I just
Yeah,
love when
for
you're
sure.
back and forth on that shit is so fucking dope.
Yeah,
It's
that shit
so
was
dope.
fun when we were doing it on that tour like that. It was crazy, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, that's one of my favorite records. I wish we had shot a video, like some kung fu shit, funny shit would have been dope. You know what I
Swear
mean? But
like Dolomite or something.
Yeah.
yeah, bro, you know what I
Swear.
mean? Like Bruce Leroy or something. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
facts.
Like
Now
let me be Show Enough and he be fucking Bruce Leroy.
Well, you guys have been in the gym a lot. You guys got technique
Yeah,
now.
so we could
So
have incorporated that whole little thing in the, you know what I
yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
hell
Easy to
yeah.
act out.
That
Yeah.
would be hard.
But that song gonna live well for a long time because that's
Agreed.
people's favorite thing. Like me and him really never went. I mean, we did the Who Run It freestyle
Hmm.
back
Hmm.
and forth, and then
Yep.
that's what brought karate on board. You know what I mean? Because it was like,
Okay.
all right, cool. We gonna do something else that really stands out, not somebody else's beat.
That's hard.
That's so good.
Um, Now I'm gonna jump from recording together to touring. You toured all around the world. Started from here in Pittsburgh, Hazelwood, and then you've never been a media nightmare or ever had like any BS surrounding your name. Can you speak on like what can you attribute that to?
Um, I just think I was an adult. Like I became an adult early as fuck. You know what I'm saying? So that type of stuff, I always avoided that type of shit. You know what I mean? Even though like I might have had like a couple back and forth little rifts on the internet with people and stuff like that. Like, you know what I mean? Like even with, you remember Trail? They used to be with Tiger.
Yeah.
Like even me and him back in the day, you know what I'm saying? We were going back and forth on the internet and we didn't even know each other, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, this is some weird ass shit for niggas to be doing. And we seen each other in Dubai and it was like none of the messages even happened. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
we said what's up, we was hanging, like talking and shit like that, kicking it, and it was like, yo, that's the adult part of it. So I became an adult like early as fuck, and like even in the hood, like I ain't deal with none of that. We pillow talking about the homies, about girls and who's smashing who, and like that's not for me. You know what I'm saying? Like my business is my business, and I keep it that way. I don't be in nobody else's shit. So when you tell me something, like it's on lock and key. If you say, yo, we ain't, even if you don't say we ain't talking about just the other people, I don't.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
that's not for their conversation. So I just. You know, I was an adult early as hell, so that's how that happened.
Yeah,
Word.
man.
I mean,
Yeah,
I
I
think
mean,
that's
actually,
good to know too, just because like you not only did it take a long time for the album to manifest, but you've been in a lot of the places with these people, like with people that the same
yeah,
people that Wiz tours with, makes music with. So like just to know that like, damn, like Chevy ain't do no fuck shit. That's what's up. You know what I'm
Yeah, but
saying?
I don't fuck with some of them niggas though. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Like some
yeah,
of them be doing some. So it ain't even on my level. You know, cuz ain't gonna really. You know what I mean, he ain't getting into that. You know what I mean? But
Right.
for me, when I be seeing people do some slime ball shit and then like it's a studio session or something, and the nigga pop up, like immediately they look at him. He laughing, chilling, regular. But we know what's going on. We know
right.
Mm-hmm.
we don't fuck with you for real. You know what I'm saying? And then it gets to me, and I'm like, hey man, like, you know what I mean? Like, we can't shake hands or nothing like that, cuz like I'm gonna
Yeah,
just keep it funky with you. You know what I mean? Like, so it's just. I stand on my shit, you know what I mean? Especially when it come to my homies like that, man. You know what I mean? I don't got to do nothing like physical to you or nothing like that. I'm gonna just
no,
let you know that I don't rock with that, my
yeah,
boy.
yeah. It's
So,
just
you know,
it's the demeanor. Like you just give off that demeanor to where they get it. Like
yeah.
that's how it is. Like that's
Mm-hmm.
honestly
The
that's that growth
look that
shit.
I give when a
It's
fuck nigga come around is do not even say nothing to him, please.
hey, you know what? I got it before. No, I'm just kidding. I was using it for. Hey, that was me. He's talking about. I popped up in the studio. He gave me that look, and I walked the other way.
Telling you, man. Nah, it wasn't you. It was a lot of people's favorite rappers though. That they be
Yeah, yeah. No, yeah. I get it, man. Absolutely. It's respect too. It's like the way you
right,
approach shit too. Like that's
right.
Now, can we talk a little bit about the hood for a second? It's a two-part question. So, can you talk about like Hazelwood, its early years, like and your come up, and then like Hazelwood now, how you look at it?
That's a good question too. When I was like growing up, of course, like all my cousins and all like my god brothers and family members, like niggas was hustling. You know what I'm saying? Like niggas was in the streets. It wasn't really a few people had jobs and stuff like that, you know what I mean? But it was really out the streets with it. You know what I'm saying? So like every day coming out and seeing that, I always knew that was there. I didn't look at it as like a backup plan or no shit like that. But I always knew that like that was there. So they would see me and my homies. And I love to say this too, cause like I know like a couple of my homies went to jail and stuff like that. They home now, they doing great. They got families, they working and stuff like that. I'm proud of them. None of us told on nobody, you know what I mean? And it's in like in my era of people, none of us, you know, praise to God, none of us got killed and stuff like that. I had older homies and younger homies, stuff that happened, but my immediate crew that I hung with and grew up with, we still, you know what I'm saying, running around doing what we got to do for our families and stuff like that. So like growing up, my cousins and them in the streets, they used to just push us away from that. So we ain't even, like, we wasn't even allowed on the avenue at some points and stuff like that. Certain stores you couldn't go in, and you know what I mean, things of that nature. Like, had to tell them to get me some chips out of this store because my favorite chips is in that store, but I can't go in
Can't
there
go
because
in. Yeah.
they ain't letting kids in. So just like growing up like that, it kind of really, it didn't force me, but it pushed me into that sports world, which I was already into. And I was just like, I'm gonna just dial in on, I know what to do. I'm just, cause I was always thinking about hustling. I'm like, I'm gonna dial in on this sports shit. And when I start getting nice on the court and on the field, they gonna give me 5s and 10s and 20s. So I'm gonna make sure that I'm balling out so I can get that money. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like, I'm in
Yeah.
school doing what I gotta do. So that was my drive. I was like, I ain't gonna want for no shoes, and I ain't gonna have to hustle. I ain't gonna have to do none of that as long as I do this. So that was my whole thing. And then, you know, just growing up, we didn't really see shootings and stuff like that. It was like sporadic shit going on. You know what I mean? Like we would see the news, and you would be living in Hazelwood, not know something happened, and see the news, and that's how like disconnected I was from like the streets. Because if you in the streets, when something happened, a shooting happened in your neighborhood, you're gonna hear about it like that.
Yeah,
And
before the news happened.
Yeah, so that like changed for me once I started to get in the street. Then I started hearing about everything that was going on. Who's a snake? Who's telling? Who to get this from? Who to get the guns from? Who to do? You know what I mean? And I'm speaking, you know, freely because I'm out of that shit. And like, but now it's like I seen that the music shit that we start doing. I seen the Hazelwood now. I seen that they like they're connected to that. Like that's what they connected. They don't connect me. They know that a nigga already did what he did. They know that Sledger already did what he did. You know what I'm saying? Like they know all of that shit because we from there. But they're connected to the music now. People want to make beats. There's DJs. There's rappers in my neighborhood, which it was like there were always been rappers, but there wasn't no internet. So y'all couldn't see them back in the day. You know what I'm saying? But there used to be this thing called Hazelwood Day that some of my favorite rappers in the neighborhood used to rap at. You know what I mean? And I used to go there and be front row with a Huggy and some chips just bobbing my head. Like, you know what I mean? I still remember raps from back in the day from people. You know what I mean? And this was like 92. You know what I mean? 93. Shit like that. So like now, I love that the hood is connected to the music. That's what I love about it. And everybody's taking their chance because you never know what could happen. You know what I mean? They seen niggas do certain shit, and now everybody want to take their chance because it can happen. You just got to try it. Go for it.
Yeah, I was actually just gonna say this Friday I'm down in Hazelwood with Mars Jackson for the City Theater. They're having a drive-in show, and it's for the arts festival basically. And they built a stage, and like it's right there in Hazelwood, right? And they started, I think it's Hazelwood Green or something.
Yeah, it's across the track where they're building like all that. They're about to build buildings and tech buildings and all stuff like that. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna get to perform down there on Friday, dude. So that's crazy. I thought that's where you were from. I didn't know if it was Hazelwood or Homewood. I couldn't remember for sure.
Hazelwood for sure, but I love Homewood too.
Yeah, I'm from Homewood.
Yeah, I see. I know so many people from all over.
My mom worked in Homewood for 26, 27 years. She worked at Westinghouse as a secretary.
That's how I knew your mom.
Yeah, like I had a whole
everybody's mom at Westinghouse.
I'm trying to tell you, man. She used to be like, "Man, these kids in here is crazy."
Crazy.
Like, no, you got 3 boys, so I guess we're just mediocre because you're going to the school with the crazy going on.
Man, I remember off the record, but I remember like I would like because I had came my senior year. I was going to Shinley my first 3 years, but I always lived in Homewood, so it was like that was my way to get out the hood because I was in the hood all the time. But then when I went to Westinghouse, it was like dope to see her because, like I said, she was everybody's mom. So like when somebody was acting up or they couldn't calm somebody down, she could talk them down and you know what I'm saying, get them to act right, or if you know somebody had a problem, she was able to be that facilitator between the staff and the kids. So yeah, your mom's awesome.
Yeah, she's really like she's a connection to me having like friends in Homewood. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
sports wise and stuff like that, you know, playing against the kids that she, you know what I'm saying, like took in and stuff like that as the secretary. So like she made a connection with like the friends that I got out there. Besides like people I went to middle school with, like the older dudes that I know, like they all know my mom, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Facts. Now, we gotta get out of here in a minute, but I definitely want to talk more about the album. We talked about, you know, the process that it took, but actually like going back and listening to the album, it's a great project.
Thank you.
I can't say enough of how proud I am to know you personally and know like the journey that you took, and then like to hear this music. I believe it is timeless. I know people like throw that word around, but
Loosely now, yeah, but I agree because like I'm even looking at the track list right now, just like looking at it, and I mean every one of them that I've listened to. Motor, first time you heard "Hands on the Dashboard," you texted me. You're like, "Bro, did you listen to "Hands on the Dashboard"?" I was like, "Yeah, dude, shit's fucking dope."
Look where that song's 3 years old and now it's playing on the NBA playoffs.
Right? Like that
You
shit is
understand?
baffling. That's baffling, dude. I
It's
can't
crazy.
even believe that. I can't even believe that.
I
Yeah,
know.
like so I just think just putting it all together. And Mo, I don't know if like in between time I was sending you like records here and there,
I got
maybe like two.
some of, yeah. I was about to say like some of
Yeah,
it. I
so
didn't really hear it all
and
until
that
I
was
got
my
to
whole
hear it.
thing. I was like, you know, I got my close homies for real, but I don't even want them to like really even hear to us piece all together. You know what I mean? Like
Hmm.
when I first played it for Wiz, he was just like, nigga, like what the fuck? Like this is what you've been waiting to do. Like, you know what I mean? And it's timeless because you don't know when you're gonna get another one. It took this long, so you don't know when you're gonna get another one. So you
That's
might want
so
to
true.
hold on to that. You feel me?
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
But I think it's for that reason and for the reason that I feel like you took the mindset making this album. Like, you know, this could be the first or last album I make. And it's the same way you approach, I feel like, a day or, you know, a game or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta approach it with that mindset. Like, look, I'm gonna give it my all right now because this might be it. But if it's not it, we gonna celebrate the hell out of it because look at what I did to get here. You know
To
what I'm
get
saying? What
here.
we did to
Yep.
get.
My favorite record off there is the one that I wish I never had to make.
That's
Could you think which one that is?
The hold on, let me see. I'm trying to think of
I wish
names.
I never had to make that song.
can't remember
Hold
lyric
on.
wise if it was flowers. I don't know.
Boom,
Was it flowers?
Yeah,
boom.
I was about to
Was
say
That's
it
the one.
flowers.
flowers?
That's my favorite song that I wish I didn't have to make.
I'm glad I guessed it right
Yeah,
because
but
that's
you
what
know
I
what?
thought.
That song says so much. I think I texted you the one day I was walking around, I was listening to it, and I'm like, man, I was like, the message is so crazy. But the what captivated me about it was you sang it. So it was
Right.
like, bro, like you felt this. Like, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like
Right.
I got like, come on, man, give me my flowers now. Like you
And
don't.
you know what's crazy about that? Like, just not to even, I ain't gonna go too long in the story of it, but like my uncle passed away like from a heroin overdose when I was a kid, right?
Mhm.
So they played fucking Boys and Men, End of the Road. And I was like, I fucking hate this song. You know what I'm saying? Because of this situation.
Right.
And then when Maynard passed away, they played it again. And I said, man, if they play another one, if they play this song again at somebody's funeral, man, I'm gonna snap the fuck out because it's just it's too deep. It goes too deep. You feel me? For
Right.
like the emotions, like it
Yeah.
drives that. Even though you want to spill that, I just don't like that. And
Yeah.
now, all of a sudden, fucking wakes and funerals and cemetery, they're playing flowers. I'm like, oh no, fuck. But it's in a celebratory way. So
Right.
I
Right.
had to learn how to accept that. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Accept something that I really dislike
Mhm.
is now happening, you know, when people, you know, pass away. So it's like,
how could I make it into
yeah,
it's
it's
more of a
like, and I didn't
celebratory
even do
way,
that for
like
that. That wasn't even for that. That was
yeah,
like, it was celebratory, but I didn't know people were going to take it that literally, like literal like that, to be like, all
correct,
right, well, this is the place that this song should be played. You know what I'm
right,
saying?
Yeah,
right. Yeah, that's crazy.
man. Well,
That is a fantastic song, dude. And I mean, congratulations on this release. I mean,
Appreciate it, man.
I've been a long time fan, and I've got to know you over the years. So as Motor said, I'm proud of you. I'm happy for you, and wish you nothing but the best, man. I mean,
Oh man, y'all got
and
y'all got all my favorite, Pittsburgh artists and producers and stuff like that be popping up, and I be tapping in. You know what I mean? I just don't say a lot until I like meet these people and
right,
like be in front of them. You know what I mean? Like honestly, like I mean, Fed to God is one of my favorites, but like at the same time, like Guapo, Lennon, and even like from my hood, like Neem and Bundy and them. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
they're actually like taking the time to perfect the craft.
hmm
You know what I mean? When it's not just jump in and I need all this blah 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 blah. They actually
that's
sound good. You know what I
that
mean? And
that's
I
the.
know where that comes from.
I was gonna say the biggest thing is like you just said, most of these people jump in and try to just get right in and don't really appreciate the culture or like appreciate the OGs and learn and try to understand the process. You know what I mean? Like it's a lot of like just you instantly get into this and you think it's going to be instant gratification. And I mean, for you, it's been 10 years of great success, man. And I mean,
Mo,
congratulations.
we ain't had shit, man. We was eating Wendy's spicy nuggets and like
Yeah.
starving and
Yep.
eating
facts.
fucking
Yeah.
Maselli's pizza togethers and like all types of shit. Like we
But
had
Word.
it just continued. You guys built from the ground up, man, and
right.
Facts.
it's
It's
absolutely
just
amazing.
we on tour. It's four of us in the hotel room, two on the floor, two on the bed. Next night swap out. You two get to be on the bed. We got to go on
Facts. I remember. It's funny you brought that up because Will talked about that too when we was in Miami when what was it Christian Orange Juice was
some
dropping,
orange juice.
and remember we y'all had the room and me and Will was like, man, we want to sleep in the bed tonight, so we went and tried to find a hotel room. I found us one. The
Hey,
Yep.
first one was not nice though. Oh,
Yep.
oh,
Yep.
you're good.
oh yeah, I was about to say,
We
but
got
yeah,
less than a minute, boys. We got to get
yeah,
out of here.
yeah, but
Hey,
We
man,
getting
it's always
kicked.
good. It's always good to talk to y'all, man. I'll be back soon when I be popping in and out. We'll get together, man.
definitely.
Drink a couple
Absolutely.
brewskis with
I'll
spills.
I'll bring them, bro.
Yeah.
I'll bring them. I'm
Bring the
working on the Miller
brewskis.
Lite sponsorship. I can't get
Hey
the
Mo,
camera right.
we
There it
on.
is.
We on later. You gotta work later.
Yeah, I'm off tomorrow though.
We on golf.
My man, my
All
man.
right, all
All
right,
right, sir.
boys. Be good.
Appreciate y'all. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Later.
Peace.